Hello, Omen Storm here. We're back with more Harvestella. And for this, we're going to be doing more of the character stories. And I've gone and done, I've actually done a number of things while I was away from any streaming or recording. And that was upgrading this area so that those are now both maxed and getting all those there so that I could try and get all the fairy stones. I did end up falling short of that because I need to get the water fairy stone still. And I just need to complete any one of these. And none of them are anywhere as close to being done unless I go to a new season. So we're close to a new season. I have a letter there that's waiting. We have some stuff growing, but right now it's mainly been cleaned up and put away for the time being. I've been I have begun collating the data. Apologies for surprising you before. I did not foresee such a deluge of complaints, but this is a fortuitous state of affairs. Such a large number of able letters will make short work of my analysis. Would you not agree? I wish to speak with you again about the letters I have collected, so please come to the airship. I'll be waiting. I feel like the more you have, it also that's one of those bell curve moments. There's a certain point where having a bunch of stuff is like the perfect place to speed stuff up, but after you go past that perfect place, it starts to slow you down again. And we've got a message from Braka. Come to the hideout. I've been thinking, no, about what I want to do, what I should live for. In the end, I couldn't find anything worth boasting to you about, but I figured out one thing I'd like to do. If you'd like to hear what it is, then stop by the hideout whenever. I know where we shall go first. I kept you waiting, didn't I, my humble attendant? As suspected, the memories I have of my princess are beyond countable in number, but I finally know now where we should visit first. First on the agenda will be the splendid Nemea, with its torrents of soft pink cherry blossoms. A truly fine place to begin, wouldn't you agree? I will wait for you there, faithful servant. And a recent report. Feels like so long ago since I last wrote to you. I have been quite busy dealing with the situation surrounding the Anti-Mother, but we have made great strides where that is concerned. Would you mind visiting the temple when you have the time so that we may discuss them in detail? I'm sorry that you are once again wrapped up in our troubles, but I look forward to seeing you. So we can go get those taken care of. I actually do have a number of job points that I can just go and throw into stuff as I get things leveled up and report gained. But that's not a huge concern for right now. We're going to go start with Baraka. And I guess I could have started with Dianthus since that just requires me to go to the airship. But I keep forgetting the airship is a thing, which is why you see me running around on the ground so much. And right now, I will say that I am going to try and have this video going up later in the day after the previous one, but no guarantees on that because when I was trying to edit the last one, my editing software just refused to render, so that was it left it so that the video was not as edited as I would like it to be, honestly. But we'll worry about that at a different time. Thanks for coming, Omen. Oh, you're here as well. Didn't expect to see you, Dianthus. I asked her to come. Anyway, you've gone to some lengths in finding me. What is this regarding? You said you had a question for me? That's right. I have a question about the Hollowed that an Omen may have the answer to. About the Hollowed? Asking Dianthus is a great idea. I've been putting some thought to it. About what to do next, what I want to do next, what I can do next. Not that I've found the answer yet. I'm still trying to figure that part out. But for now, I thought I'd try to find out more about the Hollowed. I dedicated my entire life to hunting one in particular, but I don't know a thing about the Hollowed in general. So getting buddy-buddy with someone who might seem like too good an opportunity to pass up. Just a moment. What are you getting at? Omen, you seem to know something about this. Explain yourself. So, Baraka was out for revenge. Now I understand. He wanted revenge on a Hollowed. Yeah, but sadly some other wretch got to them first. The Hollowed is already dead, you mean? Well, that's a blessing. How's that a blessing? The Hollowed have been a thorn in our side as well. I could give two shakes about the Omen's problems. I'm just here to learn what I can about the Hollowed. I don't much care for your arrogance, but you're going to give me trouble if I refuse. Is that right? Very well. If my personal accounts are enough, then I'll share them with you. I'd like to hear them too. That is fine. It'll be easier to lecture you both at the same time. For expedience sake, why don't you begin by telling me how much you know about the Hollowed? Just that they exist. And you, Baraka? That they devour people, that they possess high intelligence and peculiar strength, and that a particular type of ore is required to kill one? A weapon like this is the only way to really damage any, to really deal any damage. Yeah, that's about it. So, about as much as I predicted. Dianthus, answer me one thing. You said before that the Omens were struggling with the Hollow too. That is right. It is an inconvenience that they devour Abel at their own discretion. So, the Omens and the Hollowed aren't working together? Absolutely not. Allow me to clear that misconception. The Hollowed were created by this star. They were born of the sea's light. I don't understand. You could think of them as something of a natural disaster. A natural disaster? Don't make me laugh. You're trying to tell me what happened to my village was the result of a natural disaster? No, the fault still lies with the Hollowed. Dianthus is right. Omen. Fine, whatever. Anything else, they must have some other distinguishing characteristics. And that's all I can tell you. The hell? I think you misunderstood the question. I wasn't just asking where the Hollowed came from. Yet, combined with what you already know, your understanding of the Hollowed is now the same as mine. Well, it wasn't anticlimactic. But it's good information to have. Thanks, Dianthus. Glad I was of some assistance. Has this changed your mind at all? Nope, I'm more lost now than ever. Here, take this. I don't need it anymore. You received a holy rifle from Baraka. But this is your Hollowed Slayer. Trash it, sell it, I don't care. You can even give it to some other poor schmuck hell-bent on revenge. You no longer intend to fight the Hollowed? You said they're natural disasters. Not much us humans can do to stop those from happening. Besides, I only wanted to kill that one in particular. Don't really care what happened to the rest. I see. This is certainly outside my expectations. Completely devoid of purpose. What will you do with it? The gun, I mean. I'll look after it for now. Until Baraka asks for it back, you mean? There are a few weapons in the world like that which can destroy the Hollowed. You take good care of it. Only this gun can kill them? To be more precise, only weapons made of a particular ore, like that gun, which the Hollowed are susceptible to. You don't believe me? Then how was that other man able to destroy Amadeus, you ask? Omen, that Moldar person had best remain vigilant. No kidding. Oh, and we're up to 6 report with Braca now, which means that we can now go start progressing the Avenger class further, which is nice. Now let's head over to where Shrika is, which is at the temple. I'm going to get distracted by this real quick because I want to know if there is anything I can get for spring. Oh, I could have been growing more Argent cabbages. Well, that's a tad embarrassing to have not realized. That's entirely on me, unfortunately. But oh well. Off we go, further running towards the temple. And I wonder what sort of problems Shrika's having. Okay, where are you at now? Oh, you're up here by this little fragment of the sea's light. I always wonder, is this like connected to the main sea's light underground? Or is this just like a separate fragment that's been broken off and moved? I always wondered how those kind of worked. Hello, Omen. Thank you for coming. I know you just arrived, but a lot has happened. Allow me to update you. Okay, and what do you have to say? First, the Order. Progress is being made in suppressing the chaos within, albeit slowly. Following that would naturally be the decision as to who will become the Order's next leader. But that's not a decision to be made lightly. The sooner the better, though. Indeed. Anyway, we then have the matter concerning the sect of the Anti-Mother, which sadly hasn't improved. If anything, it's gotten worse. It's come to my attention that there are now members of the congregation who have turned to the Anti-Mother. I couldn't believe my ears when I first heard, but now we've caught one of them. It's hard to feel safe. That's worrying. It has actually made me quite curious. But we must be suspicious of yawn mid-sentence, they're gonna say. Apologies. But we must be suspicious of members of the Order from now on too. Sister Shrika, why the panic? Has something happened? We apprehended a priest who was selling counterfeit flow indulgentia to the people. Surely not. I wish to speak with them. I thought you may. Please follow me. Omen, please join me. I love the music going on in the background right now. Sister Shrika, I'm told you are selling counterfeit flow indulgentia in the town. Is this true? Yes, it is. Did you forget about what happened? Your actions will only cause further upheaval in the hearts of the people. What on earth are you trying to gain? Sister Shrika, do you accept the teachings of the Holy Mother? What kind of question is that? You must be well aware of the situation the Order currently finds itself in. Without a patriarch to represent it, the Order is in chaos. Perhaps. However, with the Order in this state of disarray, the Holy Mother will neither grace us nor deliver us. I've begun to harbor doubt. Is it really okay to continue following the Holy Mother's teachings? Putting the teachers of the Holy Mother first will change nothing. Is it really necessary for her to take a tangible form? Oh dear goodness, another yawn. Is it really necessary for her to take a tangible form in order for her to save the Order? or change our circumstances? What if the prospect of deliverance was all a farce? So you sell fake Flow Indulgentia? Exactly. That is why I'm collaborating with the sect of the Anti-Mother, to deliver the order from its current state, without needing to rely on the Holy Mother. Harassment isn't the way to do it. I don't believe the Anti-Mother's methods are wholly correct, but it's better than doing nothing, than allowing the order to drift without purpose. But the Flow Indulgentia is meaningless. There are still those to whom it brings a sense of peace. Even if it isn't real, it is better than nothing. You will realize soon enough, Sister Shrika. Take him to the cells immediately. He's very calm about all that, getting detained and whatnot. Please forgive me, Sister Shrika. We allowed him to speak too long. No, it is fine. It was I who asked to speak with him after all. Are you okay, Shrika? I'm fine. There's no need to worry. However, I couldn't argue his point. Thinking about the order the way that they do, creating a new religion without the need of the Holy Mother, deliverance in the form of a false sense of security. I couldn't completely fault his thought process. Still, that doesn't mean we can allow the sect of the Anti-Mother to run rampant as they are now. If sham products of relief continue to spread, it will harm relations between the Order and its followers. We can handle them together. I agree. More who think like that man will continue to surface as long as chaos remains within the Order. There's not a moment to spare. We must revitalize the Order. I'll take it from here, Owen. I'll contact you again if anything happens. It's kind of interesting how this is progressing. It just occurred to me that I need to kind of think about what I want for my team in the end. I'm thinking I might actually go with Shrika and Emo in the end for my team. Emo is pretty much a person that I always want on the team because I'm probably not going to go with the Wogland myself for one of the classes, so having them along is useful for just kind of dealing with the debuffs it can provide and the help it can provide. Plus Emo's little ultimate thing if we go and perform a double break. I guess it's a multi-break because I think some of them don't trigger if it's just two or if it's just a double break. But anyway, her little ultimate fully heals me, so I kind of want to keep that available. Everyone else, I guess, will just end up being up to preference in the end. Maybe going based off of what kind of buffs their little party presence gives. When you think of Nemea, the first thing that comes to mind must be the cherry blossoms. Wouldn't you agree? Behold the way the petals dance like snow. Do they not seem to dance with more vigor in celebration of my visit? Maybe it's something other than vigor that they're dancing in? Fear, uncomfort, trepidation. Maybe not trepidation. But who knows, maybe they are happy you're here. The vista was much like this when I came with the princess. What a relief that these petals are not make-believe as well. Moving on, we can bask in the blossoms all day, but we're here about the princess. A according to my recollection, we only visited this town together once. Just once? As a member of the royal family, she was not free to travel as she wished, you see. Her days beyond the castle walls were limited and only allowed on the condition that she kept her identity a secret. Thus, she could only conceal herself and observe the common folk going about their daily business. Nonetheless, she seemed jubilant. In the eyes of the princess, witnessing Nemea and its people must have been new and refreshing. Her eyes sparkled like gemstones, and we would walk to and fro between all manner of locations. This next part isn't essential to the story, but that evening, once all the townsfolk had returned home, that was the time the princess and I would find to be the most precious. She would sit upon my back as I galloped along the rows of cherry trees. The sensation was outstanding. I can't believe it. It goes without saying, but my saddle is a seat reserved for the princess, and she alone. But I digress. When the princess rode on my back, she was as giddy as a young girl. It was honestly quite adorable. And then the princess, something happened? Oh no, I just recall she said something she said to me. She said, "If ever we are apart, know our hearts will always be together." Being of different species, she and I meant that our time together was limited. She said what she did, lamenting the fact that there would be an end to how long she could ride with me. Our hearts will always be together. That memory has stuck with me quite firmly, even though she was never with me to begin with. Those omens are quite the masters of fiction, are they not? It is a painfully frustrating thing. Thank you for scaring me, Cat. I'm glad you found the paper bag I put down for you to play with, since you were so interested with it after I got groceries. Are you just gonna sit there and make noise now? One moment. Alright. Hopefully I remember to cut that out. But that's still an important memory. It is. Anyway, let us move on. Those were the memories with the princess that I have of this place. Are you really... and you really want to lose them? You again try to weaken my resolve. I've already decided to erase these memories. Omen, thank you for accompanying me today. I'm glad I was able to relive these memories one last time before they are lost forever. As for the next location, I'd like to head to Shatola. Much like this place, it was another town the princess visited incognito. Shatola, do not forget. Oh, of course you will. I will send a letter just in case. Until then, Omen. I would like to take a minor offense at him saying that I would forget, but also my memory is not the best, so I guess I can't really argue with that one. Well, let's go up here because we do have the one quest up here, don't we? Yeah, we have one in here, and I think this is the last quest for Nemea. So, who are you and what do you want? That's odd. I wonder what happened. I have no way of finding out who's been sending them either. Ah, what a shame. You look stressed. Well, it's just that we've been receiving some gifts from an anonymous sender for quite some time now. But they've stopped coming all of a sudden. The orphanage will be fine without the presents, so that's not a problem. I'm just worried about whoever was sending them. I hope nothing happened to them. Do you think they might be unwell? If that's the case, then I would like to help them somehow. They've been ever so kind to us. They used to send us care packages with all sorts of useful items for the orphanage. Food, toys, picture books. The kids would get excited about everything that arrived, and we were grateful for the aid. I would hate to think that something might have happened to them. Do you know where the sender lives? No, unfortunately not. If only I knew their name, or at least where they lived. Omen, could I ask you a favor? If you wouldn't mind, could you help me find them, please? There's no rush, just whenever you can. Alright, I will when I get a chance. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. Ah, yes. I don't know if this will help you or not, but the parcels would always be left at the entrance to the orphanage. Someone might have seen who was dropping them off. I appreciate you doing this, Omen. Return to sender. And we get to go asking people around town. Alright. This can wait in the airship. It's not going anywheres. Okay, it's probably going lots of places, but it can wait for us, right? What? I don't know. Have you seen anyone leaving presents at the orphanage? No, that must be nice. I wish they'd bring presents to my house. Me too. That turned up nothing. Estina, you... I got jump scared by Estina being there. That... It's one of those cases where somehow I managed to get spooked by party characters like just being out in the world. I get so used to games not like having them be out in the world after they've joined your party, so get spooked by it. Do I know who's been leaving anonymous care packages at the orphanage? I heard a rumor like that somewhere. They said it was someone well-built, wearing a pitch-black suit. Apparently it looks like armor. But there's no one around here like that. Someone must have just made that up. That sounds like it was one of the Seth. And I've just kind of decided that, at least for now, since that seems to be what the various people at the Eden were calling them. I'm just going to call them Seth for now as well, just since my own name is Oben and it can lead to some minor confusion. I enjoy the confusion, but it can still lead to confusion. I might have an idea who it is that's been leaving those presents at the orphanage. I'm not sure if it's the same person, but I've seen a guy hanging around the orphanage before. He's known around here for doing dodgy dealings. If you want to talk to him, you should try his house. It's the one just north of the tavern. Sounds like a man has been seen hanging around the orphanage. Not sure what to think about this. Is this the house that we want to go to, or is it a different house? I don't think this is the right house. It just occurred to me that it's probably marked on the map. What do you know? It is marked on the map. If only I would have thought of that sooner. Okay, let's go use this staircase over here. And, oh, what do you know? It's the one right at the top of this staircase anyways. Hello there, fellow. What do you have to say about this quest? You alright, mate? I don't know you. Are you sure you got the right place? You ask if he knows anything about the presents at the orphanage. Presents? Where? At the orphanage? Nah, I don't know what you're on about. I was just looking for my wallet. I dropped it around there somewhere. I can see right through you, you know. What? Are you calling me a liar? Bloody hell. You're not gonna leave, are you? Fine. No big deal anyway. I'll just tell you. It was me who was delivering those presents to the orphanage. I only delivered them though. They were from someone else. So someone else is involved? Listen, you think I'm gonna blow the gaff that easy? You must be having a bubble, mate. I'm a businessman. I'll have you know I take my clients' confidentiality very seriously. Although, I probably won't be working with this one again. Suppose I could tell you. But you have to give me your word that this stays between you and me, you understand? Good. Well then, the person who sent the presents was an omen. The look on your face. It was worth telling you just for that. Why would an omen do that? Why they were sending them, I have no idea. I just took the job because it paid well. In my line of work, you don't ask too many questions. But I'll be honest, even I wondered why an omen would want to send presents to the orphanage. Oh dear goodness, I'm yawning again. I'm talking too much apparently. Don't you work for them anymore? I suddenly stopped hearing from him, so I doubt we'll be working together again. If you're looking for him, you should try the Castle of Illusion. I think that's what they called it. They said they'd be there. Oh yeah, one last thing. That omen goes by the name Sorbus. Now sling your hook, I've told you everything I know. You couldn't get more out of me if you tried. Okay, so we'll be making a trip back to the Castle of Illusions shortly, I guess. So we can step outside and speak with Dianthus, and then I guess we can head to the Castle of Illusions after that. Get a bunch of things all accomplished in this day. And I do need to just go to the bridge, right? I'm not misremembering. Yep, okay. I wasn't sure if I need to go track them down somewhere else, and I just was forgetting things. Omen, you came. I've been waiting. As it turns out, we've received an extreme number of submissions through the suggestion box. Given how they were able to overload the Castle of Illusion storeroom, it was certainly more than anticipated. You stopped them from being burned? Yes, although it was close. I plan to organize them, then compile and archive the data. I have only looked over some, but we collected a large number of concerns. Everything from tomorrow's evening meal to money trouble and savings. There are so many it's impossible to share them all. However, I do wish to show you one category that was particularly common. Analyzing the most commonly shared concern should be useful for also analyzing that heart mechanism. This particular concern is about someone they love. There's a part where the center wishes for their partner to improve. But it seems they're concerned that raising the subject will subsequently destroy their relationship. At least they're not worried about food. It seems there are times when simply considering meals is depressing, but this is not one of them. I can see this is one that involves the most extreme intricacies of the heart. What kind of resolution are they hoping for, I wonder? What do you think, Omen? What kind of solution would you suggest for our center in question? Oh, I'm not the person to be asking this. Can't always get what you want. I'm gonna say you should talk because the other three sound like terrible advice. But I'm also absolutely clueless about this matter, so don't go taking my advice on this. So one consideration is to make their partner aware, even if that means destroying the relationship. Why am I yawning so much? Oh, it's 2 a.m. That's why. Okay, maybe I'll be doing this as a shorter episode than what I was originally thinking. So one consideration is to make their partner aware, even if that means destroying the relationship. It really is complicated, isn't it? The human heart, I mean. There's no way to find a perfect answer to what seems to be a universal concern. But it is a depressing one. If possible, I want to respond with... I'm... Oh, that's... Okay, yeah. I'm suddenly yawning a whole bunch. So, I guess that's telling me that I need to just go and call this shortly. So we'll go finish up this mission. I'll go craft the 2 food things that I wanted to craft. And then we'll call this episode to an end. If possible, I want to respond with an appropriate solution. Can't do much if one doesn't exist. I think you should still try. If I don't respond to every issue, then they might stop sending submissions. Which would be most inefficient. What would be most beneficial towards my research would be to have them continue to grasp for answers. Although it is causing them this much anguish, then they might want to consider ending their relationship. No, perhaps not. The problem is not that straightforward. Omen, I require time to consider this more thoroughly. No conclusion has ever been reached when studying the heart, and so I must be careful in my proceedings. I also wish to scan the database. Do you mind if we part ways here? I hope you can find the right answer, because I'm of no help here. I'll do what I can. Let us continue this discussion another day. I'll contact you again. I trust that's fine, Omen? Yep, fine with me. Answering concerns. Thinking about it, I haven't done any leveling for the Lunamancer. I might end up finding out that I just accidentally consumed some food that I didn't need to consume. But I might actually end up finding out that the Lunamancer is a class that I enjoy.
Welcome home.
But for now, we're gonna go make... I probably noticed it before, but why is the roof not connected all the way? Why is there just that little awkward gap there? Why does it not go and extend all the way back there? Oh my goodness. I love architecture, but that bothers me. I do kind of like that though. I'm not 100% certain what that's actually supposed to be. It looks like a wind vane of some sort, but I'm not terribly certain. I'm gonna go throw those all in there, and then we're gonna make a couple things that I want to make. So starting up, the Great Plate Steak. So what does this look like? A steak topped with local crops representing 4 different regions, an unbeatable portion size. That thing looks like it's gonna weigh as much as I do. Dear goodness. It does look good though. What does it do? 6,300 HP, plus 8% stamina, regen speed, physical and magic defense, magic attack. Man, we almost got everything going for that. Now let's go take a look at the Charlotte Cake. Blessed Charlotte Cake. A lavishly fruity cake. The 3-layer design is said to be inspired by a lady's hat. Well, if you say so. I'm not sure how I feel about that cake. It looks like it could be good, but I still question how good it is. And then the thing I've been looking forward to for a while, the nitro saute. So what's this gonna look like? dish that combines the rich, savory flavors of meat and vegetables with the sweetness of nitro pineapple. You might want to eat it fast before it explodes. That looks so delicious. Oh, that actively made my stomach growl and like hunger. And I wasn't even hungry before I looked at that one. Oh my goodness. Oh, that looks amazing. So we'll go ahead and call this to an end here. So thank you so very much. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like on the video. If you enjoy the content I make, please subscribe to the channel. I hope you have a wonderful day or night depending on when you're watching this, and I hope to see you in a future video or stream. And for those who made it to the end, I'm curious. I'm going to give you something you can leave a comment about. Of the foods that we made in this episode, which one of them is the one that you would most want to try and eat? I'm curious. But once again, thank you very much for your time.